Hi, Big Dreamers. It's Eva Carmen, the host of the Dream Big podcast show, the place to go to learn, laugh, and grow. Today, I'm going to share with you what it means to make a decision in your life, a real decision that you will follow through and actually take action on. It all comes down to whether what you are deciding is a should or a must. You really should listen to this episode, but I'm asking you right now to decide that you must listen to it. This is episode 133, Big Dreamers, and it's time to dream big. My name is Eva Cartman. I'm part of a squad of super kids that are here to change the world. We don't believe you need to be adults to have big goals and start working towards your dreams. We believe age is just a number, and you're never too young to make a difference. We may be young, but we are not naive. We understand that achieving our big dreams will not be easy. It will take incredible dedication, hard work, and yes, massive action. There will be ups and downs, but we embrace the challenges and relish pushing outside of our comfort zone because this is how we grow. They may not teach us these concepts in our school textbooks, but we are smart enough to know that the tools and tactics to achieve our big dreams are out there, and we are willing to do the work to seek out these skills and master them because we know that our future depends on it. We are the Big Dreamers, and it's time to dream big. One of the main themes that I often talk about on the podcast is the need for you to not only dream, but to take massive action towards your dreams. Notice how I always say massive action, not little action, but massive. What causes people to take massive action? When you think about it, everyone has dreams. Imagine the millions of kids in the world who dream of being an astronaut one day, a Navy SEAL, an Olympic athlete, an award-winning actor, Nobel Prize-winning scientist, or an elected leader in a government. But we all know that only a tiny fraction of a percentage of those kids will one day turn those big dreams into reality. Why is that? Les Brown, one of my favorite speakers, has a famous quote. Most people fail in life not because they aim too high and miss, but because they aim too low and hit. What Les is teaching here is that most people do not set high enough standards for their life. If you set low standards, what kind of results are you going to get? Little, if any. Tony Robbins, another one of my favorite mentors, explains that in real decision, you're deciding that you must make it happen, not that you should make it happen. His famous quote on the subject is, "If you want to take an island, burn the boats." Why is that? Because if you burn the boats, you leave yourself no possibility to leave. You cut off all possibility, and therefore, you must take the island. There's no other alternative. Yet the vast majority of people, when looking at their dreams, or even smaller decisions in their life, rather than deciding that they must do it, they decide they should do it. Be honest. Do you have a list of things in your mind that you can tell yourself you should do? I should study harder. I should call my grandparents. I should be nicer to my sister or brother. I should work on my spelling. I should practice the piano more. I should eat more vegetables. I should. Well, now you get the point. Now, let me ask you another question, and be honest with yourself. How many of those things that you should be doing are you actually doing? Probably a pretty low number, right? You do your shoulds when it's convenient, when it is comfortable, when you get around to it. Now imagine if you change that list to things you must do. I must call my grandparents. I must work on my spelling. I must practice the piano for 30 minutes a day. When you make it a must, you're going to find a way to get it done. I'll give you an example from my own life when I made a decision that was an absolute must. About 6 months ago, my Aunt Eileen started playing this game on her iPhone called HQ. It's a trivia game. If you haven't seen it, where hundreds of thousands of people, sometimes even millions, are competing against each other. The host, typically Scott Rogowski, who's super funny, reads off 12 multiple-choice trivia questions. In order to win, you have to answer all 12 questions correctly, and each question becomes progressively more difficult. By the last handful of questions, almost everybody has lost because if you miss even one question, you're out. And the ones at the end are super hard. Whoever is left at the end splits a cash prize. Given the number of people playing, it's never that much money once it gets split up, but it still makes the game even that more fun. Occasionally, an HQ game is based on a theme. So for instance, they'll have a game where all the questions are about Oscar award-winning films, or about baseball, or rock and roll music. About 6 months ago, they announced a Harry Potter theme, and right away I thought to myself, I should be able to win since I'm obsessed with Harry Potter, have read the series multiple times, and also watched all of the movies. I remember the night of the game vividly. My sister Sophia, Dad, and I were at my aunt's house. The TV was on for my sister. There was a lot of commotion and it was very hard to concentrate. Still, I got all the way to question 11 until I missed an answer, which is really good because at that point almost everybody had missed a question and was out. But I was really bummed that I had not got all 12 answers correct. A few months later, my aunt called with some exciting news. HQ had announced that they were going to have another Harry Potter themed game in a few weeks. This time, I made the decision that I must win the game, rather than just go in and play like I did the first time without any preparation. I got serious and started doing research about Harry Potter trivia. It turns out there are a lot of websites and apps with Harry Potter trivia, so I was able to test my knowledge and learn more about the little details of the series. I probably studied an hour a day. I remember my parents being amazed by my determination to win in the next go-around. You see, I had made it a must, not just a should, and I was going to do everything in my power to be prepared for any Harry Potter question that could come my way. The goal was not just to know a lot about Harry Potter, but be one of the world's foremost experts on it. I put the Harry Potter HQ night on my calendar and was not going to miss it. I even had my Aunt Eileen take me to her house so I could focus without my 3-year-old sister barging in my room to ask me a question or steal the phone. I am thrilled to share that I ended up answering all 12 questions correctly. There were over 600,000 players and only 16,000 Harry Potter superfans were able to answer all 12 questions correctly. The funny thing is that given the size of the jackpot, by the time it was split up among 16,000 winners, I'd only won 30 cents. But this victory had nothing to do with the money. It was the fact that I made that a must in my life and had actually accomplished it that it felt like $1 million. Now, obviously being a Harry Potter HQ winner is not my biggest dream in life, but I wanted to share an example that hopefully many of you listening can relate to. Making a decision a must is important not only for your biggest decisions about your future, but smaller ones too. And the same strategy does apply to decisions regarding your big dream. Right now, one of my big dreams is reaching this audience and encouraging millions of young big dreamers to follow their big dreams. One of the musts that I have is publishing a new episode every Monday. That is not a should. Trust me, if it was a should, then there would be no way we'd have been able to publish new episodes every Monday since we launched in 2016. We made it a must, and the episode you're listening to right now was actually recorded nearly a month ago because my spring break from school was coming up and we had made plans for the break, so would not be able to record. Even though it was a lot of work, my dad and I recorded 4 episodes over the course of a week so that we got ahead of our schedule and would be able to publish new episodes even while we were away for my spring break. Another big must for our family this year is to launch the Dream Big Academy. That is not a should. It is a must, and therefore will happen this year. If you'd like to be a part of our beta and get my free Confidence Secrets course, you can do that at dreambigpodcast.com/beta. In this free Confidence Secrets course, you'll get over 1 hour of me teaching you about how to develop your superpower of self-belief. If you're a younger big dreamer listening to this, please ask your parents to help you get it. Again, it's completely free for a limited time only, so please take advantage and get the course while you still can at dreambigpodcast.com/beta. I would love to be one of your mentors on the subject of confidence. And if you enjoyed this episode and believe that your friends not only should listen to it, but must listen to it, then please tell your friends and family about the Dream Big podcast. If everyone listening would just tell one person about the podcast, that would get our show in front of so many new big dreamers, which I would forever be grateful for. You can point them directly to this episode at dreambigpodcast.com/133. If you're enjoying the podcast, please take a moment to leave us a review on iTunes at dreambigpodcast.com/iTunes. We do read your reviews, and it helps us get in front of more big dreamers, which is my mission. As always, thank you so much for tuning in to the Dream Big Podcast. This is Eva Cartman reminding you that you have unlimited potential. Your dreams are not optional, you need to make them essential. So take massive action to turn those big dreams into reality. Live with passion, the way life is meant to be. I'll see you next episode. Bye!